Yeah, I guess this will work. Okay, well, that's a yellow one. I was hoping maybe I'd have a red one, but don't get confused now. This will also transmit the audio from your GoPro through the receiver, and so you got video and one channel of audio going into your goggles. And there's a switch on the bottom here for turning the goggles on. They're on now. I don't know if you can see through, and you can see that there's light coming through there. There's no image right now because there's no camera hooked up. But so this is going to go in your pocket, and you can undo that. This goes in your pocket. This goes on your head, and you can fly first person. I'm going to go ahead and unplug this now. Here's what goes on the copter, and this is why I wanted to take the video to show you a little bit my idea for mounting it. Here's my Phantom. Here's the front. The camera goes in here. There's a flat space right here. I think that's a good place to mount this. So what you want to do, let me make sure this is coming through on the camera. Yeah, I think it is. So what you want to do is get some tape like this. This isn't very thick. If you can get thicker, I think a little thicker would be better. I'm not going to send you this roll, but you can find it in any TGNY or Walmart or something like that. And keep in mind this, you might want to power this whole thing up and play with it first before you stick it on. This is a heat sink, so I don't recommend taping onto this, even though it's a nice flat surface. It's going to get hot, and it could soften the glue and fall off the copter. So tape onto the back side. Put a piece of tape there. I would say probably a couple layers of tape because this is kind of lumpy, and so you need the tape to kind of smooth out the lumps, and then just stick it on the bottom of your quad, right there. Stick it right there. Let that antenna hang out. Now I'm sending you both sets of antennas. These are the super duper high efficiency circular polarity antennas, and I'm going to send you those. This is the antenna that came with it. If you want to use that, fine. Just stick that on there and let it hang down. It's very close to the ground, but I think if you're landing on grass, you're not going to hit the antenna. This is the standard antenna that comes with it, and I'm giving you both of them, one for the transmitter and one for the receiver. So you can decide what you want to use. These are they're polarized because of the way they're made, but so you can't get them mixed up, but you can't use it as backup either if you lose one. This thing here ideally would be best if it was hanging like this, straight down. Hanging out to the back, it might be okay as long as you keep the back towards you. Now, when you turn it around, it may not be as efficient because then you're only reflecting off of this little bar here, and you may lose it. So, in that case, just turn your transmitter off and let the thing come home by itself. But you shouldn't even get that far away that that you're going to lose video anyway. I think if you keep the thing within the neighborhood, you'll have video. You'll definitely have video long after it goes out of your visual sight. And, because you're not going to fly the thing a kilometer away. A kilometer is a long ways away. So here's what you're going to have to do to install this thing. Besides sticking that on there, here's my GoPro. On the side of the GoPro, in your USB port, you just plug this thing in. And some of these plugs actually provide power. This one does not. Okay, this one only gives you video and audio and ground. That's the three wires that come out of there is ground, video, and audio. Black is ground, yellow is always video, and audio is either white or green or red or some other, oh not red, but white or green usually for the two audios. So when you have your GoPro mounted, it's a pretty clean little installation. Just like that. Now later on when we get the gimbal, you can do the same thing. I think you'll be able to leave the transmitter in that same location because the gimbal will still attach to the two screws there. So you can set this thing off to the side. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. But this wire is going to have a little flexibility when we start working the gimbal. And then you need to power it. Okay, the power for your transmitter is that same little thing. If you wanted to play with it, you could actually play with it on the bench by plugging it into the power on your ground station, and just to see how it's going to work. Here's your pigtail that you're going to have to install in your Phantom. Now, since this is going to lay here like this, the power wire comes off of I guess that's the left side, but it's upside down. It would be good, I think you got this leg, I'm not sure which leg your antenna comes out. Mine has two antennas, and they come out both legs. You might be able to run this thing through one of these little rubber caps through the landing gear leg. It doesn't have to stick out very far because you got plenty of wire on this end. So if it was very short, it just barely stuck out, that'd be okay. Either one of those sides. Or just take a drill and drill a hole. Drill a hole in the side of the quad somewhere. When you pull a top off, you're going to have to pull a top off. And there's plenty of tutorials on YouTube to show you how to do that. If I remember correctly, let me see what I'm showing. It's this side over here. The wires for your battery attach to the circuit board right here. So that might be the best place. Pull the top off. You're going to have to solder red to red, black, red to plus, black to minus, these two wires onto your circuit board inside there, and then have the thing come out the hole. I would drill a hole, a very small hole, 1/8 inch diameter, probably is all you're going to need, maybe 3/16, and fish those wires through and then solder it through the bottom, and so then you'll have this thing sticking out, and that's okay. Yeah, that's how you're going to power your transmitter from your flight battery. It doesn't use that much current. It may shorten your flight time maybe a minute overall out of 8 or 10 minutes, but you're going to get a whole lot better video. So that's what I suggest you do. Drill a hole in there. I'm going to do that on mine. I just haven't done it yet. I'm not looking forward to pulling all these screws apart and all that yet. I still want to have some fun first. But once you get that in there, now you got 12 volts coming out here, and it will be active as soon as you plug in your batteries. This will be. But you can plug in your batteries, let the thing gain GPS and all that, and then just before you fly it, plug in your transmitter. Boom, and then you're transmitting. You'll be able to see your signal, your image. About the same time, you're going to turn on your camera. Okay, so that'll give you FPV right now without a stabilized camera, but it should be a lot of fun. Have Zachary hanging loose there and keeping an eye on what you're doing. Don't get too far away till you get really comfortable, but I think you can do that. And you're going to see exactly, it's not a matter of pointing, you're going to see exactly what your GoPro is shooting. And that's what's great about this, rather than using another camera for your FPV and then recording on the GoPro. Sometimes the GoPro's not aimed right. This is going to allow you to see exactly what the GoPro is seeing. Okay, so I wanted to show you mine. Later on, you're going to need to get this conversion thing here for tilting with the gimbal. It came with mine. I don't know why. Maybe the newer ones all come with that. But also, I want you to notice a little difference too. When I boot mine, watch the light here. When I turn it on, it stays on. You remember yours kind of has to boot up and then the light comes on. So there's a difference. They've kind of evolved over time, and you can't upgrade your transmitter that I know of, but you can upgrade your the rest of the Phantom. So all this is going to go into a box. And I've got a box in the house already started. I'm going to send you some books and stuff like that are yours that I've been meaning to send to you in a bigger box. If you have any questions, give me a call. I'll try and remember.